of the way in every single waking day. I've got you wrapped around my finger. The more you struggle, the more I linger. When you think you're through with me, you'll turn around and there I'll be. There's no escape. I'm here to stay. Inside of you, I will remain. You can't see me. You can't hear me. But I know that you can feel me. So come with me. Take my hand and we will fly away into the depths of disarray. Come to me. Take a look into my crystal ball. Inside there you will see it all with me. I love the way I make you feel. I break you when you try to heal. And all throughout your weak attempts to rid me from your consciousness, I sit and laugh at what I've done. This simply is just too much fun. No one by your side will ever know. Ha ha, at least you got me though. You can't see me. You can't hear me. But I know that you can feel me. So come with me. Take my hand and we will fly away into the depths of disarray. Come to me. Take a look into my crystal ball. Inside there you will see it all with me. So come with me. Take my hand and we will fly away into the depths of disarray. Come to me. Take a look into my crystal ball. Inside there you will see it all.
Hey, all right. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Oh, fudge. Yeah, I know I'm early today. I'm early as AF. What time is it right now? It is 9:45 in the morning right now where I am. 9:45. I'm still fucking crazy stoned from eating that gummy at like 6 in the morning this morning before when I was trying to sleep. What's up, Brandon, you little bitch? How you doing, man? Good to see you, bro, as always. Could always use a shit disturber in the chat. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta work tonight, so I gotta stream right now. Otherwise, I'd be fucking, I'd be pretty screwed later tonight. I won't be able to stream tonight because I gotta work, so that sucks ass. Cammy, what up, girl? Got myself a huge ass coffee. You're good to go. Hells yeah! Drink the shit out of that for me. I got a coffee in my. Oh shit! I didn't even realize it. My Michael Myers mug. This is perfect for this stream. I can't fucking. I'm so pumped. Pendutney, what's up, bro? You fucking call me a scrub. Remember fucking 6-0ing you the other day on 7-filter, bitch. But you know that's cool. We can settle this next time. Next stream, let's do fucking some Dark Mirror. And you know, first person to lose can eat a dick. Hey man, I got a photographic memory, and I have video evidence of me schooling your bitch ass. So let's do it. Fucking. Anyways, this is a Halloween ranking vid. What's up, Jonathan? How you doing, my brother? I'm gonna rank some motherfucking Halloween today. The Halloween franchise. Oh, baby. Oh my goodness. My second favorite horror franchise of all time. Next to Friday the 13th. So, yeah. How about having the balls of playing through Mortal Kombat 2, or are you too much of a bitch? You know what? I'm gonna ignore you for that comment because this is gonna be a long ass stream if I don't ignore you. And you're being a scrubby bitch right now anyways, so it's perfect time to ignore you. But no, I'm not playing Mortal Kombat 2. Fuck, I just said I was going to ignore you. I'll try to get PPSSPP to run on your Mac tonight. Dude, fucking do it, man. That'd be so sick. Let's do some fucking Dark Mirror tomorrow. Or today. Or whatever the fuck. I'll do some today. I don't care. I don't need to sleep. Anyways, alright. So, enough of this shit. Let's do some Halloween ranking. Otherwise, I'm going to piss off all the viewers that are viewing this after the stream. So, alright, let's do this. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to say a couple things about Halloween. It means a lot to me. Michael Myers is my second favorite horror icon in the world, tied with Freddy Krueger. I've been watching him and Freddy and Jason since I was old enough to crawl. Jason will always be my boy. He's always my number one in my heart. But Michael and Freddy Krueger are just under him. They're neck and neck. But as far as the franchises go, Halloween is my second favorite franchise. I like Halloween as a franchise much better than the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I love Nightmare on Elm Street to death. But for me, it goes Friday the 13th, and then Halloween, and then like quite a bit of space, and then A Nightmare on Elm Street. And those are my top three franchises in the world. So, Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers for the FTW. Trevor Phillips, bro, you brave soul, you. Jesus tits. You know what? We'll talk about that in a little bit. It might not be as low on the list as some people think that movie will be. But I actually really have some other thing to say about Halloween. The franchise, okay, as far as like quality goes, Friday the 13th is like one of those franchises where it's, it's just gore and tits, and the movies are made for peanuts. Even the later films, their budget is like fucking $10. So you're gonna get shit on the screen, and it's just absolute fun, beautiful shit. You know what I mean? It's the best shit that you're ever gonna see on screen. That's why Friday the 13th is so beloved to me. Halloween is the complete opposite end of the spectrum. And as far as horror films go, Halloween is made with love, and well, not love on all the films, but Halloween is made with super duper quality and budget. And it's like you watch a Halloween movie, and it's like it's like you're watching money. It's literal money on the screen compared to a Friday the 13th film where it's like someone threw $10 in a fucking toilet bowl. And that's what you're watching on Friday the 13th film. It's true, though. It's true. I mean, Friday the 13th is made with shoestrings budgets, despite it being a fucking multi-$100 million franchise because Sean Cunningham is a cheap fuck. And Halloween is actually now the most successful horror franchise thanks to its newest film, 2018, being a huge box office hit. Now this franchise has just edged Friday the 13th out as the most successful. But, I mean, that's not really fair to compare because Friday the 13th hasn't had a movie in forever. But, you made your part 2 Jason mask from a liquor store bag? That's sick. When you were like, yeah, man, I fucking... when you posted that thing, that skit, you're like, I think I look pretty good. And totally... liquor store bag, that's fucking sick, man. Halloween 2018 was awesome. Okay, we will talk about that. Okay, but let's get into it. All right, so when Halloween is the thing about Halloween is super quality. All the films are quality as far as filmmaking goes. But when the franchise is amazing. It is fucking amazing. Halloween is like on another level of amazing. But when the fucking Halloween franchise is bad, it is absolute shit. Terrible fucking trash. God, it's unwatchable when it's at its worst. So that's another difference between Halloween and Friday the 13th. You got your best Friday the 13th film and your shittiest Friday the 13th film, and there's there's a mountain of shit in between that, but the gap isn't so big. Compare that to your best Halloween film and your shittiest Halloween film. The gap between those films is like fucking the size of like 20 cruise ships standing on it. It's ridiculous. There's just no comparison. Friday the 13th is more solid as a franchise because each film is closer together in terms of quality. But Halloween has some much, much better quality films as far as the good shit goes than both franchises combined. Like, Halloween is where it's at in terms of horror quality. So, that being said, like I said, at its shittiest point, here we go. Worst Halloween film and probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my goddamn life. This movie is such a piece of shit. This fucking movie can eat all the dicks. I hate this fucking movie. Rob Zombie, you're a dick for making this movie. Fuck that dude. I can't believe what he did. How do you simultaneously ruin the Michael Myers mask, ruin the character of Michael Myers, shit on the legacy of Dr. Loomis, and make your main antagonist Laurie Strode just a whiny, unappealing bitch the whole time the movie is a thing? And then her friends are all unlikable. There is literally not one salvageable performance in this film. Everything about this movie sucks so much ass. It is so bad. Wolf, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Good to see you, man. Just in time to hear me talk some major shit. Because at the bottom of this list, like the bottom films on this list are just, there's nothing good about them. They are just unwatchable piles of shit. This is easily the worst fucking movie I've ever seen. I'm not even considering horror movies at this point. Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 from 2009 is the biggest pile of shit that I've ever seen on screen in front of me, man. God damn. I have nothing but contempt in my soul, even though I don't even believe in souls. I have nothing but contempt in my fake soul for this fucking movie. This fucking movie is shit. It starts off somewhat promising with the hospital scene in the beginning, that kind of like, it's a harken back to the first Halloween 2 from 1981, which was a good movie. But it's shitting on that movie by bringing that into it and having the whole segment of that hospital scene in the intro, where it's actually pretty damn entertaining, just end up being a dream sequence and worth nothing. It's worthless because it was a fucking dream sequence. Didn't actually happen. You gotta be shitting me. And then the rest of the movie takes place and it's just an unwatchable shit fest. The white horse crap, the fuck does that even have to do with anything? Why didn't that scene of him as a kid talking to his mom about a white horse and shit, as a flashback in this movie, why wasn't that scene in the fucking remake? It's just thrown into this movie because he had like this fucking, oh yeah, I got stoned one night and now I wrote this white horse idea into the fucking movie because, fuck it, I don't know what else to do, so I'm going to put this white horse idea as like a symbol of some shit, and just to give my fucking wife an excuse to star in something, and that way we get 2 paychecks. Bullshit. It's so stupid. I hate this movie. Everything about this movie either feels forced or it's just awful. I mean, Michael talks at the end. He fucking shouts, "Die!" and fucking stabs Loomis. But he shouts, "Die!" Michael Myers talked. You don't do that. He just shit all over the fucking character, man. Michael is the second coolest horror icon on the planet, and you're gonna make him, you're gonna ruin everything cool about him? I mean, he already ruined his backstory by giving him a backstory in the remake, and then he ruins the character. He just shreds him to pieces in this film. But first of all, he's not even wearing the mask for 3/4 of the fucking movie, and when he does put it on, it's all ripped in half, and I mean, it looks kind of cool to some extent, but it looks nothing as good as when the mask is fully intact. Like, everything about this fucking movie is just... Every decision he made is just terrible. I mean, Danielle Harris plays a really great fucking Annie in the remake and in this film. She's good, but even her performance just feels so like she just didn't believe in the script. She just wanted to be in another Halloween film again because she respects the franchise. But you can just tell she's the best performance in the movie. Her and Brad Dourif, and they both didn't seem to give a shit. Brad Dourif's performance when he sees Annie dying, or when he sees Annie dead in the bathroom floor, is whatever. I mean, some people think it's Oscar worthy. I'm not going to go that far. It's decent. It's the best performance. That single scene of him doing that is the best performance in the movie, but I still wasn't really sold on it. Everything else, I mean, Loomis is a money-grubbing douchebag who's just out to make money from his books, and he treats everyone around him like shit, which is just not Dr. Loomis. Dr. Loomis is a hero. He's out to fucking stop Michael from wreaking his havoc. That's Dr. Loomis's character, and he just totally is a shell of his former self in this movie. It's so sad what he does to Loomis. So, yeah, and Laurie's a whiny bitch the whole time. Michael, he's a beast. I mean, the dude deadlifts a car and flips it over, so he's strong as fuck. But, I mean, just a movie, just unwatchable pile of shit. I hate this film. I hate it. There was no movie that I've never walked out of a fucking movie theater in my life except for when I went and watched this fucking piece of shit. Malcolm McDowell, Loomis is one of the best actors on the planet. He's way too good for this fucking movie. And they slapped him in the face by giving him a shit script because he honestly played a really decent Loomis in the remake. He filled Donald Pleasance's shoes competently, and it was well done. But the script that he had to work with, I'm amazed that he did such a good job in the remake with that piece of shit script. Even taking lines directly from the original film. Anyways, we'll get to fucking that movie in a sec. But, worst movie probably of all time. Definitely the worst fucking movie in the franchise. This one is a piece of shit. And let's move on. Number 10. This is, everybody puts this one at the bottom of the list. Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection is well, it does the same thing that Halloween 2 does to a lesser extent. It doesn't mock Loomis because Loomis isn't in the film, so he's spared the treatment of the resurrection, what Resurrection did to its main characters. But Laurie Strode is killed off unconvincingly and really, really poorly in the beginning of this film. In the first 15 minutes, because she's in that mental asylum and Michael breaks in and kills the security guards and the nurses, and then goes after Laurie, and fucking because of what happened with H2O and all that shit. Oh my god. Yeah, just thinking about this fucking intro pisses me off. Resurrection sucks, dude. This movie is shit. Anyway, so when Laurie's killed off, just too quickly and too easily. She gets through kicking his ass in H2O. Kicking his ass. And then in fucking 5 minutes of him chasing her up to the roof, she's dead. He's just done. He just kills her. Stabs her in the back, and that was it. Lets her fall. Come on. Just a bad fucking way to treat your character. Jamie Lee Curtis even stated outright that she is not happy with this film, think it's a piece of shit, and that she only did the scene that she was in because it basically was just one fucking scene for the paycheck. And I don't blame her, because fuck it, she probably got a good paycheck for that one, and her performance was the best in the whole film. And it only lasted for 15 fucking minutes. Man. Now, one thing I will say, I have a Halloween Resurrection Michael Myers replica mask as my only Michael Myers mask. I only own one for each of the big three. And I actually really dig it. The mask is pretty decent in this movie. It's pretty decent. I don't mind it. It's a lot of people hate it. I don't think it's too bad. I hate that they show his eyes. They show Michael's eyes way too much in this film. You don't show Michael's eyes. He's the fucking shape. You don't give him that humanity. Showing his eyes and showing Jason's eyes ruins their character. Freddy Krueger, yeah, you can see Freddy's eyes. That's part of what makes him so menacing. But Michael and Jason keep their eyes to them fucking selves, man. They're supposed to be shrouded in shadow at all times, but Michael's eyes are in fucking broad daylight half the time in this fucking movie. Pisses me off. Stop doing that. The best films in this franchise are the ones where you don't see Michael's eyes. You know, because that's the point. He's supposed to be lifeless and the devil's eyes, you know. Didn't a new Halloween come out like a year or two ago? Yeah, Halloween 2018, bro. That movie is fucking awesome. We'll talk about that one soon. Justin, what's up, Justin? Hey, enjoyed watching your stream this month, especially the Friday the 13th game. Oh, sick, man. Glad you liked that stream. That fucking game is so much fun. I want to kind of play that one again pretty quick here. Because maybe after the ranking video, we'll play some Friday the 13th. Because gotta get a couple more games of that one in before Halloween's over. Anyways, Resurrection, man. Fuck this movie. Do I need to even mention the Kung Fu shit with Freddy at the end? Not Freddy Krueger, the shitty Freddy. Busta Rhymes. He Kung Fu's Michael into a bunch of exposed cables, and Michael gets electrocuted, and that's how Michael's beaten. Yeah, it's literally that fucking stupid. Just saying it out loud made me, like, depressed. God. He makes the Kung Fu, wah, yeah, fucking stupid shit, and fucking kicks Michael in the fucking chest, and sends Michael hurling through the fucking air into some cables and getting electrocuted, and then that's it? And they're able to escape after that? And call the cops? Get Michael on a gurney and put him in the ambulance, take him to the coroner's, and then he wakes up on the coroner's table, and that's the end of the movie. But Halloween Resurrection was supposed to continue the franchise, so they planned on making Michael look like a bitch. Michael gets electrocuted and he's out for at least an hour after that. What the fuck? Really? Michael gets his ass kicked by Busta fucking Rhymes, who made a joke about him earlier in the film. So, like, the bad movies in this franchise are the ones that mock the characters, is what I'm getting at. Michael is made fun of in this movie. That is, you know, and not by the movie itself making him into a joke, but by the characters in the movie making jokes about him. So, you never do that to your main antagonist. You never fucking do. You do not make fun of the fucking villain. Jason Lives was made 16 years before this fucking film. In 1986, Jason Lives. And that movie was a joke in all aspects. But it knew what it was. It was humorous. It was a lot of fun. It was super entertaining. And it never made fun of Jason. It took Jason seriously. Jason was a threat. Michael in Halloween Resurrection is made fun of in several different ways in this fucking movie. Several times. Michael is a fucking joke in this film. What were the fucking dudes thinking who made this shit? I can't believe that they did that. You do not mock your fucking villain in their own movie, man. Like, it pisses me off. How did you not take a fucking page out of Jason Lives' book? Oh, fuck. Yeah, Declonius. Yeah, we just started, bro. Good to see you, man. I put Halloween 2009 at the beginning of the list. You can just wind that back and check that out, what I had to say. I had a lot of nasty things to say about the movie because the movie fucking sucks. Way worse than this film. At least I can, if I had to, if somebody put this piece of shit on, I would groan and complain and beg them to change it. But if I was in somebody's house and I was a guest or whatever, I don't know why I'd be in somebody else's house. But you know what I mean? Figuratively speaking, if I was in somebody else's house and this shit was on fucking TV and it was playing in the background, Would I watch it stoned? No, fuck no. I hate this fucking movie. I would beg them to change it, even if I was stoned out of my mind. I'm stoned right now. I'm stoned out of my fucking mind right now, and I fucking can't even think about putting this thing on. There's no way, man. There's no fucking way I'd ever put this trash on. But I would over Halloween 2, 2009, because fuck that movie even harder than this one. But they're both trash. Don't watch them. Don't recommend them to anybody. Terrible fucking movies. Go to number 9. All right. Oh, you can't even see the fucking... This one is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, 1989. Okay? Halloween 5... It commits the crime of having the most unlikable character in any fucking movie I've ever seen in the film with Tina. Tina is an annoying, horrible piece of shit character. I don't even want to fucking think about that stupid buppita shit that she did when... Why were you doing that? Shut up! She's trying on a fucking dress. You're ruining the moment. You loudmouth bitch. Jesus fucking Christ, I hate that character so much. God, can't believe it. Tina sucked ass. And she's like Rachel's friend and shit. So they introduce Tina, and then Rachel gets killed off in this totally dishonorable fucking, here you go, here's a pair of scissors. Into your neck they go, and that's it. What? Rachel? Rachel was a fucking badass in Halloween 4. She was such an awesome final girl. If not the best final girl in the franchise, I'd put her almost up over fucking Laurie Strode. You know, she's. I mean, I don't know. Laurie Strode is pretty badass in H2O and 2018, and you know, and she evades Michael. But I mean, you know, Rachel is so cool. She takes care of Jamie in Halloween 4. She nails it. You know, but they kill her off in such a shit fashion in this movie. It's so sad. Why would you do that? Such a great character. And they replace her with Tina. Fuck off. And then you make Jamie a mute? Jamie doesn't talk? The fuck? Why? What the hell? So she stabbed her aunt? Or her stepmom? And she fucking, all of a sudden, because of that, she can't talk? Because she's traumatized from stabbing her own stepmom? Why would you write it like that? It's so... And Dr. Loomis, oh man, they don't make a mockery of him. He still has a pretty cool line in this film. You know, he's not totally outright mocked in this movie, but he's on the edge of being the worst. He is the worst Dr. Loomis that we get in the franchise until we get to H2 2009. But yeah, Dr. Loomis is a bit of an asshole in this movie. He really doesn't give a shit about anything but stopping Michael. And you kind of relate to him to some extent because he's so driven completely insane by how many fucking times he's had to thwart Michael's shit, and that Michael's still around, you know. He's just tired of it, so he's getting driven off to the deep end, you know. So he's a little insane in this movie. You kind of understand why he's such an asshole, but it's still not nice to see when we're watching him with Halloween 1, 2, and 4, and he's like super likable, has these awesome lines, you know. Delivers all of them perfectly. You know, he's always trying to save people. He's not trying to use them as bait like he does in this movie with Jamie. You know, Dr. Loomis is a fucking hero. In this movie, he's a bit of an asshole, but it's still kind of a hero, but a bit of an asshole. But I love that line when he takes off his glove and he's talking to the sheriff, and like, you know, the one line where he delivers is like, you know, I prayed that he would burn in hell. But in my heart, I knew that hell would not have him. Oh, sick. So you still got the classic Loomis lines, you know, the ones that everybody loves. He's got one in this movie. It may not be the most memorable, but it's still quotable as fuck. And it's awesome. And Dr. Loomis is still somewhat Dr. Loomis here. I'm not going to fault it for that. But besides all of that shit I just said, the movie is just outright fucking boring. You have the one scene where Michael is stabbing through the ducts to try to kill Jamie. That is, you know, that's entertaining, I guess. Jamie Lloyd or Danielle Harris was legit scared in that scene. I think she actually, they were stabbing through with a real knife, so I think she actually cut herself, which was pretty fucked up. but because she's like a 12-year-old girl at the time. But yeah, it was pretty nuts. Pretty crazy how boring this movie is, and how the cops with the Three Stooges music behind them is just so fucking stupid. I didn't like that aspect. Just a lot of misses. This movie is not all terrible to the point of it being completely unwatchable. But I would not throw this on. I still think this one's a piece of shit. It's just, and Michael's mask sucks ass. There's so many problems with this film. Don Shanks plays Michael here. He's really not a good Michael. He doesn't really match the body motions the way Michael should be. He's not as aggressive as Michael should be. He's lacking in a lot of areas in this film. So, I missed some of the chat. Sorry guys. It's like Nightmare 4, where they kill the survivors of 3 off, but at least that had a purpose. Yeah, I agree. Even if same sort of concept as this one. But yeah, at least like you said, Nightmare 4 had a purpose, but they did still kill him off pretty unceremoniously because the characters from Nightmare 3 are some of the best in that franchise. But with this movie, they kill Rachel off for no fucking reason. So I don't know. She did not need to die the way she did, and if she did die, should have been at the end of the movie with a much better much more ceremoniously, because she deserved it. Rachel was amazing. So, just a lot of mistakes they made in this movie. Not completely unwatchable, not an outright piece of shit, but still a piece of shit, Still, I wouldn't recommend it. Don't fucking watch this movie. Halloween 5 fucking sucks. Okay. Number 8. Rob Zombie's Halloween, 2007. This movie pisses me off because it's so divided within itself. The ending of H5 made no sense either. Like, who freed Michael? Not even the alternate ending solved that. The fucking Man in Black thing. Damn, I didn't even address that shit. Yeah, fuck. Let's go back real quick. Hold on. Okay, the Man in Black in Halloween 5 is totally written completely randomly in the story. Nobody had any idea what the fuck they were going to do with that. They introduced this guy with these black boots and this black cape that ends up freeing Michael from the jail cell at the end of the Tommy gun and all that shit. The Man in Black is totally random as fuck. They had no idea where they were going to go. They're like, let the fucking next directors figure it out. And that's exactly what they did. It's a fucking stupid idea, dumbass concept. That it starts the Curse of Thorn. The Curse of Thorn officially begins in this movie because Michael's got that stupid sign on his wrist, and they had to do something about it for the next fucking movie. So yeah, it pissed me off. Anyways, Halloween 5 sucks. Halloween 2007, Rob Zombie's Halloween, whatever you want to call it. The reason why, Brandon, you didn't mind the 2007 film. The reason why this film is good to some people is because of the second and third acts. Let's be real. The first act of this movie is unwatchable white trash garbage. Absolute shit. I'd probably say this is the worst first act in the franchise. This first act is total fucking garbage horse shit. The first act in the sequel, which I think is the worst movie I've ever seen, is better than the first act in this movie. Because the fucking first act in this movie is unwatchable. Like, I will crawl over there and skull fuck the shit out of you. Maybe I'll choke the chicken all over them flappy ass tits. He's gonna cut his dick and balls off and change his name to Michelle. Those are literal fucking lines in the movie in the first 15 fucking minutes of the film. Not even 15 minutes. 10 minutes. Like, it's so fucking bullshit. What are you doing? I mean, it's typical Rob Zombie writing, but that's not what you do with this franchise. People in this fucking franchise are not unlikable pieces of shit. They're just regular, everyday people. They're not white trash. I grew up in a trailer and my girlfriend's my sister's cousin's sister. Like, fuck that shit. I hate these terrible characters in this film. They're so unlikable, and the writing is terrible. And then it gets to Act 2, from the point when Michael officially is an adult, and Loomis says his goodbyes in the hospital. When Michael becomes an adult, this movie it shoots through the roof entertaining because of two reasons. Rob Zombie was more limited. From that point on, Michael is an adult, so he's more limited with his creativity. He kind of has to stick to the source material as best he can. So, when you give Rob Zombie a leash, he does better work, because if you just let him run rampant, he's going to write a bunch of shit. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing behind the pen. He knows what he's doing behind the camera, but that's it. So, don't let him write shit. Have you ever listened to one of his fucking songs? Like, the fucking lyrics in that shit? None of his songs make any sense. You expecting him, a dude that can't even write a fucking song lyric to make sense, write a fucking script for a movie? You're high out of your fucking tree. You're stoneder than I am right now. Yeah, I'm fucking stoned. So you guys are fucked if you think that that's a good idea. Crazy ass shit. I just fucking think that the Act 2, where Michael is, it's literally, there are shot for shot reshots of the original film in the second act of this film. And that's probably why it's so good, because the first movie was amazing. And this movie is literally just copy-pasting from the first film. So you can't even say that that's a positive for this movie. It makes the movie more watchable because those scenes are in them. But then why the fuck were you watching this movie? Why don't you just watch the original? Because that's where the scenes are fucking from. So Act 2 is just pointless. They just reshoot shit. Fucking Dr. Loomis is like, takes his lines directly from the original. Fucking, I don't know why you didn't tell anybody. I told everybody. Nobody would listen. Well, it's not, fucking, what did he say? You couldn't have possibly told anybody. Fucking 3 roadblocks and an all-points bulletin wouldn't stop a 5-year-old. That kind of shit. That is from the original film. That line, directly from the original film. It's in this movie, too. Line for fucking line. I know it was supposed to be used as an homage to the original film. I get it. But it's not just that. There's the scenes of Annie and Linda and Laurie all walking together. Linda's saying totally. She forgot her fucking books. Laurie's being a goody two-shoes. Compared to her slutty friends, they're walking through. They even do. Doesn't Annie do the speed kills line in the movie too? I think she does. What else is there? Fucking Michael appearing behind the bush, like Michael being in the laundry, Michael looking out the window and seeing Laurie. Like it's all in the same. It's all from the same fucking. Like Act 2 is literally Act 2 of the original film. It's the same fucking movie. So why would you watch this fucking movie? Then you get to Act 3, and it's Rob Zombie's shit again, with some of the original in. So they kind of mixed it together now. Whereas Act 1 is pure Rob Zombie, Act 2 is basically pure John Carpenter, Act 3 is a healthy mix of both. And it's the second best act in the movie. I prefer Act 2 because it's the original content. But Act 3 is pretty decent, okay? When Michael's going rampant on the fucking house, he's literally ripping it to pieces, trying to find Laurie. She's in the attic and shit. He's just beasting the fucking place. He's killing the cops. And then at the end, Michael gets shot in the face at point-blank range. Instead of getting shot 6 times by Loomis, which he does, he ends up then running over to Loomis, fucking him up after taking a bunch of slugs to the back. And then Laurie and him get in a scuffle. And then she gets up, starts shooting Michael with the pistol, shoots him point-blank range in the face, starts screaming her face off. So, it's got its own spin on the original's content, but it's still original in its own sense. It's Rob Zombie's take on the original film. So, it's decent enough. We get adult Michael. There's not any much of that fucking white trash dialogue like there was in the first act, all that stuff. And then probably the biggest sin in this movie is the rape scene in the fucking asylum in Smith's Grove. The 2 janitor guys raping that fucking patient in Michael's cell. The fuck is this? I mean, that's the director's cut. So that's Rob Zombie's original cut. That's how fucked up that guy is. Let's put a rape scene in the greatest horror franchise of all time. Sounds good. Suck a dick, bitch. So he's got this rape scene in there, totally unnecessary, which is what he wanted. But the theatrical release for the studio's like, nah, Michael's just gonna bust out. Yeah, the rape scene was stupid. Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. Fucking stupid. It ain't scary when you want rapists to die. Yeah, exactly. Why are you making Michael the hero? You're like, yeah, Michael, get him. No, Michael's not supposed to be the hero. You're supposed to root for him, but not because you want even bigger pieces of shit to die. You want to root for him because he's awesome. Fuck that, man. They fucking ruined that shit. What's up, Nathan? You wake up this early? Not normally. I got a messed up sleep schedule, man. Messed up sleep schedule. It's fucking all over the place right now, and I'm wide awake. And it's 10:30 in the morning where I am, so I'm like, fuck it, let's stream the Halloween ranking. I wanted to do this later, but I can't because I gotta work, so I want to do this now. I'm pretty sure most Rob Zombie movies have some type of rape scene. As far as I remember, I think all of them do, except House of Thousand Corpses or Devil's Rejects. Might have been Devil's Rejects. Yeah, it's just a bad decision to put that in your film. So, yeah, unnecessary crap. First act is unwatchable, terrible dialogue. Second act is good because it's from the original film. And the third act is a healthy mix of the two, Rob Zombie and John Carpenter, with Rob Zombie's spin in the end and all that stuff. Not a bad third act. Horrible that they put a rape scene in the film. You know, it's a shit movie. It is probably the last shit movie on the list, though. This is probably the last kind of unwatchable film on the list, I'd say. Because it still has some redeeming factors that you can get through the movie, but it's better than the three below it. So, doesn't Rob Zombie make music too? Yeah, he does. It's his music's kind of shit. He's got a few good songs. I Don't Mind American Nightmare. Ironhead was fucking sick. I think that was written by Ozzy Osbourne though, because it's them singing together. And then Scum of the Earth and Super Beast and Demon Speeding. Those are good tunes. But that's about it. Those are his only good songs, I think. Dragula, I guess, Living Dead Girl, the big ones. You're right, it gives Michael too much humanity. Yeah, giving Michael too much humanity is the antithesis of what Michael is supposed to be. Michael is supposed to be evil incarnate. He's the boogeyman. He's the shape. He's credited as the fucking shape in the original film. Because he is evil for no reason. There is no reason behind what he does. And that's what makes him scary. Jason has his motives. Freddy has his motives. Michael has no motives. That's the point. He just kills because he kills whenever he fucking wants to. And it's totally out of the fucking blue. He just does it because. That's terrifying. He's an escaped mental patient who's going to go around killing anybody because he fucking feels like doing it. Not because he had an abusive childhood and got told that he was going to cut his dick and balls off and stuff, by his stepdad. And fucking getting threatened to have their cast broken over your face. Or that his fucking sister was neglecting him when she was supposed to be babysitting. She was fucking her boyfriend. That's not why he's fucked up. But it is in Rob Zombie's head. He's just a typical everyday average serial killer with the same background as all the other fucking serial killers. No, that's not Michael Myers. He had a decent childhood up until he was 6, and then he just snapped one day and killed his sister. With no emotion on his face whatsoever. He just did it because he's evil. That's what made the original so terrifying in 1978. Rob Zombie takes that formula and goes, let's make some fucking random generic shit out of it. Fuck off, Rob Zombie. You bitch. Fuck. The only motive would be that Michael loves killing. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe so. Yeah, that's probably a good motive. Oh boy, here I go killing again. I also didn't like when they added the whole Laurie being Michael's family in the second. Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay. Anyways, Rob Zombie's Halloween. Don't fucking watch it. If you want to watch a Halloween movie, watch the fucking original. The remake is shit. Fuck the remake. Terrible. Anyways, next. Okay. Number 7 is the black sheep of the franchise. This movie, there's probably people that aren't aware of the franchise in the chat, so I'm going to break it down. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is not a terrible movie. It's a good movie. It's entertaining. I like this movie. As far as a Halloween movie goes, it's got to be somewhere in the middle because it's not a good Halloween movie. And at the end of the day, this movie is based on the fucking holiday of Halloween, but that is all it has in common with the previous Halloween films and all the rest that follow it. This has nothing in there's no Michael Myers here. There's no Laurie Strode. There's no Sam Loomis. None of that shit. This is a completely standalone film because John Carpenter's original vision, everybody knows about it already. He wanted to make a movie and then a sequel to that movie and then the prequel. The threequel, this movie was supposed to be an anthology type movie, and then the next movie was another type of movie, but called Halloween 4, and a totally different concept for Halloween 5, kind of like what they do for American Horror Story for that show, but in movie form. And fans didn't like that, so this movie tanked at the box office. They wanted Michael Myers back, and they brought him back for Halloween 4. But Halloween 3 was, this is its own film. It stands alone by itself because it is what it is. As far as the movie goes, it's good quality. I think it's a decent horror film. It's worth the watch. I recommend it more than I do the next couple of movies on this list, to be honest, or at least the next movie on this list, because in a lot of people's minds, they don't really. If you're just getting into the Halloween franchise, you have no emotional attachment to Michael Myers. So throw this on, you'll probably have a blast with it. Knowing full well there's no Michael in the movie, I mean, you'll probably still have a blast with it. It's a pretty damn decent movie, to be honest. And a lot of people, like fucking Brandon, you just said, or was it Declonius? No, Declonius, you just said that it's a cult classic. It is a cult classic. This has garnered quite a bit of a following in the past 38 years. It came out in 1982. But yeah, and I love how in the first movie, after he kills his sister, he stands there with a blank stare walking up to... Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point of Michael, right? Just stare at each other for like 3 or 4 minutes. The son's standing there with a bloody knife. Yeah, such a soap opera moment they had there for a moment. Yeah, that was preceding soap operas. 1978, it was the time of soap operas, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, I am so... lost right now. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, Halloween 3. So, the writing of this movie is, it's passable. It's not so bad. The music is really sick. Of course, the score of Halloween has always been really awesome. But Halloween 3 has its own theme, and it's done with synthesizers again. And John Carpenter does the score again, so it's fucking sweet. The score is great in this movie. The writing is pretty bad. You got that scene when the doctor guy, protagonist of the movie, can't remember his name, Dr. Tom Atkins, I don't know, that's his fucking real name, so I'll just call him that. Tom Atkins gets kidnapped by Dr. Cochran, the evil scientist dude, and then he's like seeing the fucking Stonehenge stone on the wall. He's looking at it, he's like, how did you get that in here? This massive fucking stone in this tiny little area. And fucking Cochran's like, oh, we had a time getting it in here. You wouldn't believe how we did it. And then it's just just nothing. He doesn't answer. How did you fucking get it in there? I want to know, bitch. You brought it up. Why would you put that line in the movie? Are they doing it? They were just doing it to fucking troll us. So and there's writing like that all over the film. So it's not the best written film. Fucking, what's up, SJ? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. What was I gonna say now? Fuck. Yeah. So there's writing like that all over the fucking film. It is what it is. It's not the worst. I'd much rather listen to the bad writing in this movie than the fucking Rob Zombie horse shit. But it's still compared to what the franchise has been and will be later after this movie. It just kind of falls flat. It's a great film, but as a Halloween movie, I can't give it to it. There's a small snippet of the Halloween 1 trailer in this movie, so you kind of see Michael on the screen in the bar with the TV, like when Tom Atkins is drinking in the bar and he sees watching TV in the bar and the Halloween trailer comes up and you see Michael walking down the stairs. Like, that's all the Michael Myers you get in this whole film. He's got a brief cameo in his own trailer, and that is it. So there is no Michael Myers here at all, pretty much. And it, suffers for that because it has the Halloween title, which has got, objectively speaking, regardless of how good this movie is, because it is better than the next film I have on this list, in my opinion. As a Halloween movie, you can't put it past the middle spot, somewhere in the middle, because it's not what we consider a Halloween movie. You take this film and you compare it to every other film in the franchise. Michael is in all of them. They're kind of following the same concept, same story for each film. This film is the only thing that's completely a totally different concept. So, with that in mind, if you can go into this in an open mind, you'd have a blast with it. I think this is a good movie. But I don't like it because it doesn't have Michael, and I watch Halloween to see fucking Michael Myers. I don't care what anybody else says. If I wanted to see gory-ass kills, I'd watch Friday the 13th. If I want to see a fucking genuinely scary slasher icon who's, will choose stealth over going in, guns blazing any fucking day, he's the literal embodiment of evil. I want some quality horror. I want some cool killer fucking lines, scripts. I'm gonna watch Halloween, and I want to watch Michael Myers. I don't want to watch Dr. fucking Cochran kill a bunch of kids with masks because of a commercial that has a stupid jingle that's impossible to get out of your head. I'm not even gonna fucking sing it. If I did, you'd all be pissed off because it'd be in your head for the rest of the day. Trust me, it's fucking brutal. Ugh. Halloween is a movie in the universe of Halloween 3. Yeah, apparently, according to the Halloween 3, yeah, it is. So go figure that one out. I don't fucking get it. Anyways, not a bad movie, just not a great Halloween film. So take it or leave it. I think you should check it out anyways, just to see it. I've only seen it twice myself in my whole life, and I'll probably never watch it again. But it was okay those 2 times. Like I said, the previous 4 films on the list are all unwatchable pieces of shit. This film and the next film, this one right here that I'm going to do, number 6, are watchable. I wouldn't say they're good, but they're watchable. Again, I don't think Halloween 3 is worse than this film, but in the context of the Halloween franchise, it's worse than this film. Because it's not a Halloween film. At least Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers is a Halloween film through and through. It's Halloween at its probably dumbest, but it's still Halloween. Michael is full force controlled by a cult now. He rapes his niece. Well, I don't think he rapes her. I think the cult impregnates his niece, Jamie, via Michael, and she has a baby. Because they want to keep the fucking blood thing going. Because the Curse of Thorn appears every so-and-so amount of years when the stars align properly and fucking, Michael goes on a killing spree because the Curse of Thorn is up in the sky and shit. And it's so fucking stupid. But all that cult shit out of there, the Man in Black and all that stupid trash, get it out of there. Besides that almost inexcusable thing, this is a pretty good Halloween movie. It's got everything you want from a Halloween movie. Paul Rudd's acting is pretty funny. Yeah, you could tell he wasn't taking this film seriously, even though he wasn't even a star yet. This is his first ever film. I think it's the second film he ever did that was released, but this is the first time he ever acted for a movie. He acted for 2 different movies. I can't remember the name of the other one. They both came out in 1995, but he acted for this one first, and then the second movie afterwards when he finished acting for this movie. But that movie came out before this one did. So, it's confusing. But this is, so technically speaking, this is the first performance of Paul Rudd ever. Even if it's his second movie ever released in his career, it's still the first time he ever acted on screen. And you could tell he just didn't give a shit. He's so fucking like robotic, and I'm trying to pretend like I've been traumatized as a little boy when I was Tommy Doyle being babysat by Lois Strode in 1978. But I'm just coming across as a weirdo and a creep right now. Yeah, it's so weird. It's not fucking Paul Rudd. He's just not Paul Rudd. But it is what it is. It's not a terrible performance. It's just fucking weird performance. So he just didn't fucking give a shit. He just didn't care, which is cool. I like that for him. I like him for that. He's a funny guy. Paul Rudd's a cool dude, and I love him as an actor. He's fucking great. I Love You, Man is one of my favorite movies ever, and he's fucking amazing in that fucking movie. He's hilarious in that movie. I can excuse his shit for this movie, even if it was just, even if it was an important part of this movie is his acting, it's excusable. This is fucking Paul Rudd. But anyways, Dr. Loomis is in this movie. He's cool. Unfortunately, he died before they released the film. After the acting and everything production was done, the editing process of the movie, within that process, Donald Pleasance, the actor that portrayed Loomis in all films up to this one, he died in real life. So, rest in peace to Donald Pleasance, amazing actor. It's really sad this is the last performance we ever got to see of him, because this movie is not the one you kind of want to end your career on. But, I mean, it could have been worse. He could have ended his career on Halloween 5. So, bummer. But it's still, this is not a trash movie. There are some good kills in this movie. I like when he kills John Strode, that fucking asshole that slaps his wife and treats his daughter like shit. Fuck that guy. He was one of the only people, I think, besides the white trash folks in the Rob Zombie films, he was one of the only characters in the whole franchise, I think, that actually deserved to die the most, So I like that he got killed in the way he did, when Michael's just holding him up, getting electrocuted, and he's like using him as a ground for the electricity. So the current is going through Michael and into John Strode, and and John's just getting fucking fried, and then his head explodes and shit. That was sick. So, and the mask in this movie is really fucking good. I love the Halloween 6 mask, especially when you get the close-up shots of that mask, like when he's holding up John Strode, and he's getting electrocuted, and you see the close-up of Michael's mask. So, it's really frightening. And in the blue shades of everything, the whole movie is just drenched in this blue-ish kind of tint atmosphere type of thing. And it's pretty cool. I like the cinematography. The atmosphere in this movie is really fucking good. This movie feels like Halloween, It feels like it takes place on Halloween for sure. Sick and tired of this Michael Myers bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that fucking guy. Suck a dick, John Strode. What a bitch. What was his wife's name? Mary? She was a little sweetheart, handing, what's her fucking daughter's name? Tara? Is it Tara? Tara Strode or Tara Reid? I don't fucking know. Handing her fucking daughter some money, on the table and all that. That scene when she's doing that, it's sweet. And then fucking her husband fucking smacks his daughter in front of everybody at the table, and is just such a piece of shit. I can't remember. Is her name fucking Tara? Or what the fuck is her? I'm gonna call her Tara. Fuck it. Anyways, Tara's kid is this kid named Danny, and so Tara is the final girl for this movie, such as she is. She's kind of forgettable. Like I can't even remember her fucking name right now. Is it Sarah or Tara? I don't fucking know. Anyways, her kid Danny is like being approached by the guys in the cult, the men in black, saying, Danny, kill for him, kill for Michael. It's so they're trying to end Michael's reign and instill it into Danny. But if you wanted to end Michael's reign as the killer for the Curse of Thorn, then why did you forcibly impregnate his niece to keep his bloodline going? Kara, that's it. Kara, yeah, thanks to Clonius, that fucking unforgettable chick. Anyway, so why would you keep the bloodline going if you want to transfer him or his thorn curse over to Danny? Because you need to have the bloodline end before you could do that. So why did you make it so Michael's bloodline's extended? If I have no fucking idea what the hell they were thinking. It was total shit writing on Dimension's parts. Well, you know, they didn't write it, but the people who hired, they're the people who hired the writer, and he did a shit job of that. I don't know what the fuck that mean. That is all about. Just the whole cult thing is shit. The whole cult thing can eat a dick. Can just get it the fuck out of this movie. It's trash. But besides that, there's some really good, memorable scenes in this movie. My God, that hospital massacre at the end. Holy shit. When Michael's just killing all the doctors. You know, like that scene was fucking cool, man. Michael just goes unleashed. He's just going ham on all those fucking people. He shoves one guy through a fucking gated, you know, a grated gate thing. He shoves his face through it. You know, people's heads are not supposed to be able to fit through that thing, but he made it work. You know, Michael's a tank in this movie. Super strong. He's not his strongest. We'll get to when you see Michael be his strongest later, even though he did lift a car in Halloween 2. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I still think he looks his strongest in a later film we'll talk about. But he's brutal in this film. He just fucking slaughters people. I think he's killed more people in this movie than pretty much any other movie in the franchise. I think he kills like 12 to 15, 16 people in this in this movie. I think he does 16 in Halloween 2018 as well, though. So I don't know. It's between those two films for his highest kill count. But yeah. So if we're just excluding the Cult of Thorn shit, which is kind of impossible because it's a huge part of the movie, but if you just put that aside, or you try to, it's got good atmosphere. Not very likable characters, but still, Michael Myers is awesome. He's menacing as fuck. The kills are good. You know, and Dr. Loomis is here to save the unlikable characters. So, you know, it's not total shit, but it's still pretty bad. Like I said, I think Halloween 3 is better in terms of quality of film than this movie. But this movie is a better Halloween film for the fact that it has Michael Myers and, you know, just that. The producer's cut, however, the producer's cut of this film is downright shit. That's the one where at the end of the movie, Michael gets stopped by the rune stones, and holy crap. Dr. Wynn puts the curse onto Dr. Loomis at the end with the curse of Thorn on Dr. Loomis, so now Loomis is going to lead the cult. And fucking, what were they thinking with this shit? Instead of killing Jamie, instead of having Michael follow Jamie and kill her himself like he does in the theatrical cut, she's rendered unconscious by Michael. She's stabbed in a barn. She's sent to the hospital, and then a man in black comes into the hospital and kills her by shooting her in the face with a gun. That's how you killed Jamie fucking Lloyd, the chick from the last two films that survived him twice. You just shoot her in the head. So the producer's cut is shit. Not to mention the theatrical cut. Instead of, you know, being stopped by rune stones, Michael is beaten to shit with a lead pipe by Paul Rudd, who plays Tommy Doyle from the first film. He's beat to shit with a lead pipe. Now, okay, but nah. I don't like that ending either. Like, why the fuck you got Paul Rudd to beat Michael to shit with a lead pipe? That's how you beat Michael in this game? You just beat him up? Like, anytime anybody's like, hey, I think Michael Myers could kick Jason Voorhees' ass, I'm like, all right, Halloween 6. Fucking lead pipe, bro. Michael's done. Like, what the fuck, man? This move, like, that is a bad move. That is a bad move. If you're gonna kill Michael off, at least have him fucking be shot to shit with a shotgun or something. Not just beaten with a lead pipe like a bitch. Jesus. Especially when people try swinging things at Michael, he just grabs it and breaks their arm or something, so you're just gonna let Tommy Doyle beat the shit out of you? I was so mad. I was so mad. Why did you fucking do him like that? Michael fucking Myers, man. Come on. But anyways, I don't know. This is an okay film. It's watchable. If you like good kills and atmosphere, this is a good film. If you don't like stupid shit, then this isn't really a good film. So it's a mix of the two, because it's got good kills and atmosphere, and a lot of stupid shit. So that's why it's in the middle, because it's a middle of the road Halloween. Got some good shit, got some really bad shit. It is what it is. Lead must have been like his kryptonite. Yeah, maybe. Right? Well, then how do you explain him surviving bullets? Like nothing. He fucking gets shot 6 times in the first Halloween and falls off a balcony. And he gets I'm pretty sure bullets are lead, right? But why the fuck is a lead pipe? Oh, maybe it's just because it's too much lead. Michael can't take that much lead. Gross. Fuck. Can't believe it. Anyways, so they did Michael dirty in this movie, so it pisses me off. But he wasn't done as dirty as the fucking Rob Zombie films. Anyways, number 5. Oh man, I'm gonna get shit on for this being so low. Everybody gonna hate my fucking guts after that one. Halloween 2, 1981. Okay. So from here on out, you know what I mean? You know what I said earlier about when the franchise is shit? It's really shit. It's almost unwatchable. And when the franchise is good, it's really, really fucking good. Like, amazing. This is the beginning of the films that I watch consistently in this franchise. Which is also kind of sad if you think about it. Because that means out of 11 films, someone like me, I only watch 5 films consistently. That sucks. With Jason, I watch 8 films consistently, sometimes even 9, because I don't always skip part 5. So you got like 8 or 9 films to keep you going with Jason, but with this franchise, it's 5 films, because really the rest of them are not good Halloween films. So I just don't watch those other ones. But from this one onwards are all really good, really entertaining Halloween movies, and I recommend them to everybody. But Halloween 2 is the worst of those really good, really entertaining, super solid Halloween films, in my opinion. I mean, this movie takes place literally the second Halloween 1 ends. Michael is fresh off falling off the balcony and taking 6 slugs to the fucking face and chest and dick. He's off the balcony. He's disappeared. Loomis has no idea where he is. And you see him off in the distance and he's like next door, fucking ready to kill somebody else. And he spends the whole movie trying to follow Laurie Strode. So he's going to where Laurie Strode is going. She's taken to the hospital, so he's going to the fucking hospital. And then you find out a bunch of weird shit. Like, for example, this movie starts the sibling thing. John Carpenter one night was like, all right, they gave me this big-ass check to make the sequel. They want that money. They want some good fucking script and a good-ass material thing for this fucking movie. So what am I going to come up with? What's a good idea? Fuck it. She's his sister. That's literally his words. Those are his fucking words. Fuck it, she's his sister. All of a sudden, he got drunk, and he's like, all right, they're siblings. To me, that ruins the terrifying aspect of the first film. Because the first film was Michael set his sights on Laurie because she dropped off a key to the open house later for her dad. He's a real estate agent. She drops off a key to the Myers house. It ends up being that Michael is home, and he's looking at her through the doorway, and he sets his sights on Laurie, and then he stalks her the rest of the film. And then while she's walking with her girlfriends, he sets her sights on them and, picks them off one by one. It's all random. It's just pure chance. He just fucking looks at them, and he's like, those are the ones. That's it. And then in Halloween 2, it gives that again. They kind of ruin Michael's mystique by giving him a purpose. Oh, now he wants to kill his fucking family. That's why he's after Laurie, because they're fucking related, because he kills his family. It's, oh man, like, oh, I can't believe they did that. And it was so early in the franchise, so everybody just kind of accepts it, but I never really accepted that. I was always somewhat against that idea, because Michael is supposed to be just a force of nature. He's supposed to be just pure evil incarnate. Giving him a purpose of any kind, or a backstory, or giving him any sense of humanity is essentially ruining what he is and what he represents. So, you know, to me, Halloween 2 is a very entertaining Halloween film. Really good script. It was fun. I mean, everybody loves the character Bud. Bud is cool. Amazing grace, come sit on my face. Don't make me cry. I need your pie. That fucking guy's awesome, right? And, it has a cool kill with Michael taking the girl, and he turns the hot tub temperature up to 200 degrees Celsius, takes her head, and just forces her face into the pool, and she's screaming her face up when he lifts her back up, and then he puts her back in, and then she's screaming her face. Really cool fucking kill. That would suck ass to that. Oh man, 200-degree water, and he's putting his whole hand in that boiling hot water, and he's just like, whatever, it's cool. He's a tank in this movie. He's fucking strong as hell. Michael walks through a glass security door like it's not even there. He just walks through it and smashes through the metal glass security door. Fucking cool. Michael's a beast here. He's obviously supernatural in this movie. In Halloween 1, it was debatable. Is he supernatural? Is he human? It's hard to tell. In this movie, he's 100% supernatural. There's no debating it at all. Dr. Loomis is a badass in this freaking movie. He's got great quotes in this film as well. What did he say? I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart. He's not human. He's fucking just freaking out in the very beginning of the movie. It was so fucking awesome. He's got some great, memorable lines in this film. It's time, Michael. And then he blows up Michael. That's a cool ending of this movie, too. Michael gets blown to shit. He's in a fucking equipment room. There's explosive flash, like oxygen tanks and all that all over the room. And Laurie takes Loomis's gun, shoots Michael in the face twice. Michael's just blinded because his eyes got all fucked up. She shot him in both eyeballs because she's an amazing shot, apparently. And Michael's just, he's blinded. He's all fucked up from the bullets, and he starts swinging his scalpel, and then they turn on the gas mains, and then Laurie gets out of there, and Loomis goes, it's time. Michael blows him up. And then Michael walks out of that fucking room. Walks out of the room on fire towards Laurie. He's completely engulfed in flames. There's not a speck of flesh anywhere. And he's just walking towards Laurie, and then he falls and collapses because the fire and the explosion is just too much. But holy shit, he was a beast in that movie. How Loomis survive that explosion is pure luck. Yeah, I think, we could chalk it up to it being an explosion, and maybe Loomis was, forced out of the room by the explosion. I mean, that must have been the case. He suffered some burns, but that was about it. Whereas Michael endured the full extent of the explosion due to where he was standing. That's my theory, anyways. I don't know. I mean, Loomis is alive, so it makes sense. But, yeah, pretty sick fucking ending. Michael is a tank in this film. He walks like a robot, though. He's portrayed by Dick Warlock here, and he's really not the best Michael portrayal. I actually really hate this one. It's just too robotic. Same reason I hate Ken Kirzinger as Jason. Too robotic, too slow. They both are supposed to move like athletes and like ninjas. Michael is almost a ninja with how swift he is. And he just walks like a fucking robot in this one. It's just so slow and not convincing at all. And like when he's walking down the stairs, he's taking each step individually. He's contemplating each step before he takes them. He's just so fucking oh God, I hate that. Speed up a little bit, man. I know you can catch them no matter how fucking fast they go, but just fucking for the sake of the viewer. just it looks so bad. So Michael is whatever in this movie. The mask is the same as the original, but it's all worn out. And Deborah Hill, the co-producer of the movie, she fucking had the mask under her bed for like 3 years after the first film. So it was just collecting dust. And she's a chain smoker, so it was collecting a bunch of cigarette smoke and going into the white material. So it's kind of got this yellow-orange tint to it, even though it's supposed to take place on the same night. And it is the same mask. It's just a worn-out version of the same mask. So that's a little bit daunting because of how different it looks. Its hair is altered in color. Like the original mask looked the best, bar none. Well, maybe aside from 2018, but that mask was fucking amazing. This mask is the same mask, but the way it looks now is just not as good, in my opinion. You see Michael's eyes in one scene in this film, too, which kind of bugged me when he killed that one chick that answered the phone. The younger girl that answered her phone in her house. He just randomly killed her for no reason. You know, that scene where you see Michael's eyes really pissed me off. But anyways, is what it is. Besides that, Halloween 2 is a great fucking movie. I love Halloween 2. Like I said, of all the fucking films in this franchise, this is the first movie on my list that I will not skip, no matter what. Sometimes I'll skip Halloween 6. Sometimes I'll skip Halloween 3. I won't even watch the rest of them. But I'll never skip Halloween 2. I genuinely love this movie. It's good, but it's not higher than 5. Because I have my issues with it. The fact that it introduces the sibling thing is a huge detriment to this movie. Because I hated that sibling thing. It pissed me right the fuck off. But they ended up fixing that, though, didn't they? That's coming soon. Number 4, though. Halloween H2O from 1998. Exactly 20 years later, which is why you see the title 20 years later, because it's 20 years after the first film. So this is one of the times where, like Resurrection, this is the movie preceding Resurrection. It's like a separate timeline because it takes place like it goes. You can take the Halloween franchise in multiple different directions, but there's different timelines within the franchise, and it's all fucked up and convoluted that way. But Halloween, you could either take it like 1 through 6, excluding 3, or you can take it as 1, 2, and then 7, 8. You know, those are 2 timelines. So 7, which is this movie, takes what everything 4, 5, and 6 did and completely throws it out the window. No regard for it whatsoever. Does not give 2 fucks about 4, 5, and 6. Doesn't even acknowledge them. They never happened. So Laurie does not have a daughter. Laurie was never killed in a car accident. She's been hiding her secret identity all this fucking time. It's just a different timeline. Honestly, I prefer this timeline over the other one because the Curse of Thorn, the Thorn trilogy in general is shit. But Halloween 1 and 2 are brilliant. So I want to, keep the franchise going. So I used to go Halloween 1, 2, H2O when I was watching them back to back. But, it's since changed since then, and we'll talk about that soon. But Halloween H2O is like Scream, but in Halloween. It's totally Scream, but it's so much more fun than Scream. I just genuinely have a lot of fun with this movie. And what do we fucking watch movie? People talk about how, this movie is like either shit or it's really good. It's one or the other. It's a toss-up for people. For me, it's really good. For some people, it's shit. H2O is just a lot of fun. And if you get rid of the whole, it's trying to capitalize on Scream, because Scream 1 and 2 were already out when this was being made. And so it's trying to capitalize on the success of Scream. So, I get it. But fuck it, who cares? You take that out of the equation, it doesn't matter. Halloween H2O is a blast. It's so much fun to watch. The ending, the third act when Laurie and Michael are going at each other, and she's kicking his ass, beating his ass to a pulp, stabbing him all over the fucking place, knocking him off big ledges and shit, Laurie's just a badass in this movie. She fights back at the end, and she's super cool. She's super good at it. She's kind of going through like a mental situation. She sees Michael all over the place, and it's all in her head, and she's just trying to, forget that it happened. But she's so traumatized by the events because she suffered the events of Halloween 1 and 2, not just Halloween 1, like she did in Halloween 2018, where they disregard Halloween 2. So you understand why she's so fucked up and changed her identity and moved out of the freaking state where she was, because she's in California in this movie, not in Haddonfield, Illinois. So she's completely changed her life to try to get the fuck out of the situation, got the fuck out of Dodge, to avoid ever being caught by Michael again. So, Cammy, you really like this one? Yeah, this is a great fucking Halloween movie. It's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun to be had here. Michael is not the best Michael. What's this fucking... Chris Duran plays Michael in this movie. Chris Duran is maybe my least favorite, either him or Don Shanks, I don't know, from Halloween 5. It's one or the other. Chris Duran is not the best Michael, but he's not an awful version of him. He's just kind of, I don't know. I think what it ruins it for me is you see his eyes too much. I know that's not a thing against the actor portraying him, but that's more the director. But you see his eyes all the fucking time in this movie. They're just there. Every single shot is Michael's with his fucking eyes and shit. It just sucks. Get rid of his fucking eyes. We don't want to see Michael's eyes. He's supposed to be the shape. Look at the fucking image on the poster right there. You see his eyes in that photo? No, there's no eyes there because he's not supposed to show his fucking eyes because it's the fucking shape. He's not just a regular dude. I don't know. It pissed me off that they did that, but this is what it is. I mean, the mask is not the greatest. And really, that's all I have to say about it. That's negative. Michael is still a force. He's a badass in this movie. Even if it's not the best portrayal of Michael, he's still a badass. But Laurie is the main event, I think, in this film. She just kicks Michael's ass at the end. And her son is a likable character. His friends are likable characters. You got LL Cool J, who plays a security guard. He's likable as fuck. He's trying to write a book, and he's always on the phone with his lady, and she's criticizing his writing material while he's at work, and he's writing these sex stories to her and stuff. And it's fucking sweet. Little things like that, stand out. You remember certain things about the characters. LL Cool J is a way better character in this movie than Busta Rhymes was in fucking Resurrection. That was trash. This is actually funny and enjoyable. I liked LL Cool J. He was great. Even George Clooney is likable a bit. George Clooney. What? He's not in this. What? I'm stoned right now. Don't fuck with me like that. Too stoned to be fucked with like that, bro. Anyways, yeah. I think this movie's fucking sick. Oh, yeah. The guy that looks like George Clooney. You mean her boyfriend, right? The assistant dean or whatever the fuck his position is. He's like her assistant or something. I don't fucking know. He's one of the faculty. I don't know his fucking name. But yeah, he's like the George Clooney knockoff. Like, poor man's George Clooney. Can't remember his fucking name, though. Anyways, he was good. He was likable. I didn't mind him. I thought he was a cool character. He was a little bit too clingy. He was a little annoying in some aspects. He's like, just fucking take your clothes off. Just let me touch you. Just, come over and let's kiss and stuff. Fuck right off, dude. He was so fucking just smothering the shit out of her. Just leave her the fuck alone. She's a human being, all right? Stop fucking treating her like a piece of meat, you piece of shit. I'm just kidding. It was funny. But it's it was annoying because it was just too clean. Anyways, so besides that, just great cast of characters. Michael is, he's not the worst he's ever been. He's still enjoyable. The mask is shit, but it's okay. And it's just a lot of fun. You get to Act 3 and you're just having a blast because she's just kicking his ass. The kills are really cool. The way he kills that one chick with the dumbwaiter, where the dumbwaiter falls down on her leg and it snaps her leg in half, and now she's literally fucked. She's like pretty much got one leg, and then Michael just fucking lays waste to her with the butcher's knife. Like, that was a fucked up kill. That was pretty cool. And then there's the kill where it's like harkens back to Halloween 2, where he grabs the Laurie Strode's boyfriend and sticks him in the back of the in the back with his butcher's knife, and he just starts lifting him off the ground. That's what he did to the nurse in Halloween 2 with the scalpel. So yeah, it was a pretty cool kill. Yeah, Michael's cool in this movie. He's the ending is a problem. The ending was pretty crazy. This this was the first Halloween film I've ever seen in theaters. 1998. This is my introduction to the theater experience of Halloween. So one sec, hold on. Oh, fuck. So at the time, this was the newest movie, right? 1998. You're in the theater, enjoying yourself. Movie's pretty fucking sick. Then you get to the end. She takes the gun out of the cop's pocket, takes the ambulance with Michael in it, drives off. Okay, she's trying to kill Michael for good. He gets up. You know, she sends him flying out the fucking ambulance through the windshield. She gets out, or no, she fucking drives over him, runs him over, pins him to a fucking tree, in between a tree and the ambulance. And she gets out of the ambulance. He can't fucking move. He's pinned. Okay. Laurie takes an axe and chops his head off. So at the time, everybody was really upset about that ending. People left the theater, and all I was listening to was, "Can't believe they did that to Michael. I can't believe they ended it like that. I can't believe blah, 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 blah." Now you hear it, and people are like, "Oh, I have such a boner for that ending. It's such a great ending, and they had to ruin that with Resurrection." Bullshit. People were pissed about that ending in fucking H2O. There's a reason they brought it back in Resurrection. Everybody hated that ending. I didn't hear a single fucking positive comment of that ending when fucking we're like, "Oh, that's it. I guess Michael's dead now. That fucking sucks." That's all I fucking heard when that was, and I remember that I was like 8 years old at the fucking time. I still remember that shit. Now everybody's treating this fucking ending like it's a sick fucking ending, and the only reason that it sucks now is because Resurrection retconned it and ruined it. Nah, people hated this ending from the beginning. So I don't care what anybody on YouTube says; they're full of shit. But yeah, besides that, I mean, now that you know that it's the fucking, what do they retcon it with in Resurrection? The fucking Michael took a paramedic and he crushed his larynx, and then he switched outfits with the guy after knocking him unconscious and putting him in Michael's body bag. So, first of all, how do you survive getting ran over? How do you survive getting pinned in between a tree? How do you not think to take the fucking mask off if you can't talk? You know, it's such a stupid retcon. I don't know. They fucked up with Resurrection, though. That's not anything to do with this movie. Resurrection was the thing that fucked up, not this movie. We already talked about Resurrection. This is a good time. I recommend it to anybody. Just fucking watch the movie. Get the Scream aspect out of your mind. Nobody cares about that. Everybody knows this is totally trying to capitalize on Scream. But Scream was fucking, all the rage at the time. But can you blame them? Nah, it's whatever. It doesn't even feel like fucking Scream to me. We don't have any fucking Sydney. This movie has no Sydney. I guess Laurie is kind of Sydney, but she's like an older, middle-aged, stronger woman, She's fucking more badass than Sydney, in my opinion. And she's fighting Michael Myers, not some bitch-ass Ghostface dude. So, I like this better than any Scream film. And I like this better than the rest of the movies on this list. It's, what do we watch movies for? To have a fucking fun time. And if a movie is fun, it's going to be higher on the list. Because that's just fucking math. But anyways, number 4 was H2O. Great fucking movie. Everybody should watch it. Fucking awesome. Super fun time. But it's not as good as this one. Oh, fuck. My stupid fucking fat head is in the way again. 1 sec. Halloween 4. The Return. Michael Myers. Holy shit. This movie is perfect. I love this movie. This movie is so sick. Your personal favorite? There you go. Everybody should have this near the top of their list. What does this movie have? Atmosphere, great characters, compelling story, awesome return from Michael Myers. Michael has never been more badass than he is in this film. Michael is top of his motherfucking game in this film. Michael is amazing here. He is just... The dude takes a shotgun and shoves it through a chick's abdomen and then shoves that through the wall. You take in one fell swoop, shotgun through the dome, through the wall, boom. Fucking shish kebab. But damn, like that is the most incredible feat of strength I've ever seen of Michael Myers, that's for sure. That is fucked up. You know how strong you need to be able to do that? The blunt object you're forcing through a person's body and then through a fucking wall. It's crazy. And it's not it's a wooden wall. It was solid wood wall. This house is not fucking, there was no, you saw it when it went through the wall. There was no, drywall. It was solid wood. Michael is a beast in this fucking movie. He squashes Grady's head with his bare hands. The dude is fucking on fire here. He in the very beginning of the movie, he sticks his thumb through the paramedic's fucking forehead, or the doctor's forehead. Just forces his thumb through the dude's forehead. Oh man, so cool. Michael's a beast. He's just a beast. He takes a guy's head and he just rips it. He just rips his neck open. Just by grabbing his head and go, and then the fucking guy's neck just gets ripped the fuck open. It was so sick. Michael is on fire here. He's big in this film. This is one of the biggest he's ever been until we get to Tyler Mane, which is the Rob Zombie Michael. But this is the biggest Michael till we get there. This is George P. Wilbur. He's my favorite Michael. He's also, well, no, he's my second favorite Michael. My second favorite Michael, who also portrayed him in Part 6, Curse of Michael Myers. But he portrays him here the best. He's fucking awesome in this movie. George P. Wilbur is a great Michael. Jamie Lloyd is a fantastic protagonist. Great replacement for Laurie Strode, even though she's just a little girl. Her child acting skills, Danielle Harris. Props to you, girl. You're fucking talented as hell. She's awesome. But Danielle Harris is fucking rad. It was awesome to see her again in the Rob Zombie films, even though they sucked ass. Danielle Harris, wonderful child actress, did not ruin the film at all. Rachel, probably the best final girl in the franchise, arguably. It's either her or Laurie Strode, but she's amazing. Rachel is super fucking sick. Everybody should love Rachel. She's fucking awesome. She has a character arc in this movie. She starts off by not even wanting to babysit Jamie, to doing anything she possibly can to protect the little girl. I like the character arcs in movies. That's good writing. That's something that Halloween has that's lacking in Friday the 13th. Halloween has that because they put quality in the films that are quality are really, really good quality in this franchise. Not like Friday the 13th, where it's all schlock from front to back. It's just schlock as fuck, and I'm personally a fan of that, so I like it better than Halloween. But you can't deny, like, the Halloween is the opposite of that. It's just when it's at its best, it's pure quality. So and character arcs are a sign of quality. I like that they did that in this film. Dr. Loomis is back to being so sick. He's the fucking best in this movie. When he's talking about like 10 years ago, they let the evil out. You let them take it out of here. He was just in the beginning. Oh my God, the fucking Dr. Loomis thing when he finds the ambulance in the river and he's all freaking out, and then he finds Michael at the gas station and he shoots him. And the whole gas station blows up and all this crazy. It was so sick. Michael drives away in the truck and Loomis just shouting, Michael! Michael! And he's fucking looking for him. It was just like the epicness of that scene was so fun. And the intro of this film, holy shit, the atmospheric, the shots of just fall and Halloween, pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns and fucking trees with leaves falling on the ground and orange tinted leaves and cold looking weather and farmlands and just looks so atmospheric. That's just the intro of this fucking movie with the credits and shit. most badass intro of a film in any franchise. So sick. All the acts in this movie are top notch. This is just an entertaining as fuck movie from front to back. It's just a great time. The big problem with this film is the mask. The mask sucks ass. It is not the mask in this fucking photo here. It's a piece of shit mask. It's like a dollar store knockoff. It looks like trash. It's one you literally expect to walk into Dollarama and see on the shelf. Like, that's how fucking shitty that mask looks in this film. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not the best mask, but it's still a cool portrayal of Michael Myers, and Michael is still a badass in this film, and, you know, this shitty mask is kind of not really a big factor. So, it's firing on all cylinders. This is just a great Halloween movie. What more do you want to say about it? This is like the one I would say if you've already seen the original, you should watch this one next. Or, you know, one other one we'll talk about in a second. But this fucking movie is amazing. And I can totally see why it's your favorite. It's fucking so sick. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. What is my top 2, you guys? The fuck? I mean, everybody knows what one of them is. Oh, fuck. Anyways, well, hold on a second. Let me just finish my coffee. Okay, so I'm going to get a lot of shit for this, and I hope I do. Please send the nasty comments my way. I love that shit. Troll me. I'm all about it, okay? I'm all about that life. Because it doesn't matter what you say, because my opinion is an objective fact. All right? So, number 2 is the original Halloween. The second best movie in the franchise. It's not the best. And it's blasphemous. Blasphemy. People would put this on the top of their list Monday to Friday, or Monday to Sunday. Every fucking day of the week. Everybody puts this at the top of their list. Everybody sucks this fucking movie's dick so hard. This is the Resident Evil 4 of films. Everybody sucks this movie's dick. But you know what? Unlike Resident Evil 4, this movie actually deserves it. This movie deserves all the blowjobs because it's fucking amazing. I already said as much as I can about how bad, about anything bad about this film. It's not number 1. That's the worst thing I could say about it. Everything else, nothing bad to say. What the fuck do you say about this movie? What do you say about this movie? It's a lot of fun. It has character build-up. It has incredibly good writing, especially for the script they had, or the money they had for the script. This fucking movie was made for $300,000. $300,000. It's a fucking joke. And they turned it into a multi-$100 million selling franchise. This film is so unbelievably successful in every aspect, not just financially, but this film is single-handedly responsible for spawning a franchise, not a franchise, a genre. Not just a franchise, a fucking genre. Halloween created the slasher genre. Yeah, you could say Black Christmas, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, fucking, movies like those preceding Halloween were the original slashers. But no, Halloween is what made slashers. It put slashers into the mainstream, and then Friday the 13th upped the ante and really blew the door off the fucking hinges. Okay? But Halloween planted that fucking seed for Friday the 13th to even be a thing. Halloween began it all. Friday the 13th was made because Sean Cunningham walked in the studio and was like, hey, Halloween's making a lot of money. Let's rip it off. That's literally what was said before Friday the 13th was put into production, and Halloween was the reason it even was put into production. Halloween is responsible for my boy Jason. So, you know what? I can't not love this fucking movie. In some areas, you could say Halloween is just as responsible for Jason and Freddy as it is for Michael, because they're all connected that way. You know, there would be no Freddy or Michael. Well, there would be no Freddy or Jason were it not for Halloween. So you gotta respect that. You know, Halloween made the slasher genre big. But I do have some problems with it. It's slow. It's dated as fuck right now. If you were to watch this movie right now as a newcomer, you've never seen this fucking franchise in your life. I mean, everybody and their dog has seen the original Halloween. Let's be real here. Everybody's seen this movie. Even if it was one time, like 20 years ago, you've seen this fucking movie. Because it's just not avoidable. It's one of the most popular films in pop culture, period. But, and it's quality. It's pure, unadulterated fucking quality. But it is incredibly dated. It was made 42 fucking years ago. You feel like it was. Compared to all the other films in the franchise, this is by far the most dated film. And it's the oldest film, so of course. But it feels like you're watching a 1978 movie compared to the rest of the franchise where you can honestly be like, yeah, this is 90s, oh, this is 2000s, whatever. This feels like 1978. So whether that's a good thing to you or not, I don't know. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people enjoy the older films, so they would like that it feels like 1978. I personally want a little more updated type of feel to my movie, so that's why it's on number 2, I guess. But besides that one thing, it's dated. You can't say anything bad about this movie. There's just nothing to be said bad about this fucking movie. Halloween 1. 1978. Fucking unbelievable. I think this was the first horror movie I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure. I'll never forget. I will never forget, no matter how fucking old I get, Dr. Loomis. My first time ever seeing this movie, I was 3 or 4 years old, and Dr. Sam Loomis talking to Sheriff Garrett in the fucking house, Myers' house. The quote that he said, I met him 6 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no emotion, not even the most rudimentary sense of right or wrong, of good or evil, of life or death. I met this 6-year-old child with his blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. Fucking, I spent 6 years trying to reach him, and then another 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 after that trying to keep him locked up because I realized what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. Just, that is enough to sell anybody on anything. I just butchered it because I'm stoned as fuck right now, but you know what I mean. That's the gist of the quote. Best fucking quote in any movie. I don't care who you are. You are narrating, you are painting a picture of what Michael Myers is. He's a living embodiment of evil. Purely and simply evil. He's the boogeyman. And at the end, when Laurie's like, was that the boogeyman? And Loomis looks at her. As a matter of fact, it was. So fucking straight-faced, just says, like, I don't care what anybody says. That is fucking freaky, man. Like, Michael Myers is portrayed to be incredibly terrifying in this film. Loomis is responsible for making the audience feel that way. Michael's pretty much is Michael's narrator. And it works really well because it's not a cheesy narration. He's just explaining what he's experienced in the best way that he can to get the point across, not only to the viewers, but to the people that are responsible for taking Michael in and making sure they understand that what they're dealing with here is not your ordinary human being. Michael is a different type of entity. He's not like what they portray him to be in the remake and what they fucking did with the sequel, even where he became all of a sudden now he's a brother and he's just a regular human. You feel some sort of humanity from him from those movies. No, there's no humanity to be felt in this movie. Michael is purely and simply evil here. There's no rhyme or reason for what he does. That's what's so eerie about this film. Halloween it doesn't get any fucking better than this. You can have an absolute fucking blast with this film. It doesn't get any better than this. Halloween is probably the greatest horror film ever made in history. If I'm speaking purely and simply objectively, Halloween is the greatest horror film ever made, period. That's not my opinion. That's just popular belief from the masses. It's my number two. It's not even my favorite Halloween movie ever made, but it still is objectively the best horror film ever made. I don't think anybody really has any right to argue that. There are other movies in its realm. You got The Exorcist, The Nightmare on Elm Street, The Thing remake. Those movies belong in the same realm, The Fly, all this shit, as Halloween, but they're still not on Halloween's level. So, Michael Myers was the inspiration for The Undertaker. Yeah, you're right. Michael is just built different. Built different, like buff-wise. Yeah, he's actually kind of skinny in this movie, kind of small here, and he's only 6'1" here. But he's a smaller guy. I don't even think he's around 200 pounds, 6'1", so he's smaller than me. I'm 5'10", 235. So, he's a smaller guy than even I am. But and you don't really think that when you're thinking Michael Myers. Oh, he's a huge, big guy. No, he's not actually. He's pretty average size. He's a fuckload smaller than Jason. Jason would fucking roll this Michael up into a ball and stuff him in a fucking wastebasket. That's the difference between Jason's stature and Michael's stature in this film. Michael gets bigger as the movies progress, as does Jason, but Michael's a pinner little bitch in this movie. But he's still the most terrifying he's ever been, aside from one film, in my mind. Yeah, don't let size fool you. Exactly. Michael took 6 slugs to the chest and fell off a fucking balcony, which would break anybody else's neck. And he fucking walked away from that shit like it was all good. And he wasn't even portrayed as a supernatural entity here. He was just portrayed as just an escaped mental patient that can take a fuckload of damage. He gets stabbed by Laurie here. He takes a fucking knitting needle to the side of the neck. He's, he gets fucked up in this movie, and he's still, nothing stops him. Gets shot, knocked off a balcony, gets up and walks away. Dude's a force here. Terrifying. He's not as scary as he is in this movie. The best film in the franchise. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with this, but fuck that shit. This movie's amazing. It has problems. Unlike the original Halloween, which you really can't say has any problems besides how dated it is, this is the best film in the franchise. It's so much fun. Michael is terrifying. James Jude Courtney is an incredible Michael. He is so much fun to see on screen. He really just portrays the character in a way that never really was captured since the Nick Castle portrayal from the original. James Jude Courtney finally does Michael justice again. And he makes Michael a genuinely terrifying force of nature in this movie. Again, as he was in the original, because they got rid of the fucking sibling element. Michael and Laurie Strode are no longer related here, which I fucking love. I'm so glad they did that. Oh my god, that shit pissed me off since I was fucking 4 years old. I don't like that sibling thing. So they fucking fixed it with this movie. And that alone is enough to skyrocket it super high on my list. I did not expect it to be on number 1 when I fucking originally thought of writing this list and see what movies went where. But I like to put them in order of what movies I would want to watch again and where they rank on the fun spectrum for me. When I watch movies, I try to watch movies to have fun. I don't even watch movies, really. If I do anything, it's music or games. I don't really watch movies. But if I'm going to watch movies, it's going to be one of the big 3. I'm either going to watch Freddie, Michael, or Jason movies because I don't fucking care about other movies. These are my movies. I don't give a fuck about other movies. And this movie, I have more fun with this one than I do with half the Friday, fucking 3/4 of the Friday the 13th franchise. This movie's fucking awesome. Michael is, I almost said Jason. Michael is scary as fuck again for the first time since the original. I never thought he was scary at any other film but this one and the original. Am I going to play a game after this? Yeah, I'm thinking about doing Friday the 13th, starting another stream and doing Friday the 13th. But I'm going to finish this ranking real quick. Michael is terrifying as fuck. There's some shitty scenes with the Dr. Sartain thing. You know, he puts Michael's mask on and shit. Spoiler alert. I guess I should say spoilers for this one because it is the newest film. It's 2 years old. There are some people that haven't seen it yet, so I'm just going to fucking, you know, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but, you know, there's a scene involving the Dr. Sartain that really pissed a lot of viewers off. Kind of pissed me off, too. I wasn't too happy with it, but I can get over it. I don't really care too much. Cool, Jonathan. Sweet. Yeah, come rock up when we do the next stream, brother. I don't really care at the end of the day because everything else surrounding this movie, except maybe the ending, which I can forgive because endings are extremely tough. The original Halloween nailed the ending, but, you know, this one, it's not the worst ending in the world, but it's not the best either. Despite that, everything else in the movie is flawless. Michael's introduction in the hospital when you see the podcasters approach him. They have the mask in their hands. They're trying to get him to say something. That scene was just epic in the build-up, and then it hits, boom, the credits. Like, just, it doesn't stop. It grabs you, it enthralls you into the universe of Halloween, and then, boom, it gives you Halloween in the credits. And the pumpkin resurrecting, or the jack-o'-lantern resurrecting in the credits scene, fucking perfect, flawless. It's like this franchise is back. Michael is back, you know? And none of this fucking sibling bullshit, none of this remake bullshit. This is Michael the way he was supposed to be from the fucking day one, 1978. He's back as that version. And he's more badass, he's scarier, he's more fucked up than he's ever been. He has the highest body count in this movie over any other film. He kills, I think, 16 people in this film, which is as high, if not one or two notches higher, than Halloween 6. I think Halloween 6 was, what did I say, 12 to 16 people in that movie. So this one is guaranteed at least 16 people, and Michael is just on fire here. He's scary as fuck. You don't see his eyes, which has always been a problem. In some of the other films, you see his fucking eyes, like I keep saying. You don't see his eyes here, ever. Beautiful filmmaking. David Gordon Green, Danny McBride, they knew what they were fucking doing when they wrote and directed this film. This is not a cash grab. Yes, it's done for money because it's a fucking franchise, but this movie was not. You can watch it and it feels like love and passion was put into the making of this movie. This movie is made by Halloween fans for Halloween fans with a huge budget. It's like the most well-produced and well-filmed Halloween film ever done by fan Halloween film. Most well-produced fan film. Because a love letter basically. There you go, Brandon. I'm too stoned to figure out my words. You nailed it. It was a fucking love letter to the fans, and it feels like it. They put love and passion and care into this shit. You're telling me that Kenny Powers made this movie? Nah, he wrote the script though, man. And you know what? He did. He fucking knocked it out of the park. Because him and David Gordon Green, they fucking love Halloween. And they love the original. And that's the fucking beauty of it. And now they're greenlit to make Halloween Kills, which was supposed to already be out. Had COVID not been a thing this year, this list would have had a 12th movie on it because I would have already seen Halloween Kills in theaters. So, that's a bummer. I'll have to do another ranking list next year when they actually do release Halloween Kills. But, because, it was set to release on October 20th this year or something, and they just couldn't fucking do it because COVID. So now they got to really wait the year, and if there's still COVID next year, they're going to release it on video on demand, guaranteed, they said. So Halloween Kills will be out by 2021, and maybe I'll do another ranking list then. But Halloween 2018 was the last movie I saw in the theater. All right, there you go. And that's one way. That's a hell of a way to leave off on. I mean, Halloween 2018 is well, I mean, fucking bar none, one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. I like it better than, like I said, 3/4 of the Friday the 13th franchise, if not 80% of the Friday the 13th franchise. I'm a Jason guy. I love Jason. I love Friday the 13th. Halloween is my number two. Michael's my number two, tied with Freddy. But this movie is so much better than a lot of my Jason Boys content, man. I'm sorry, Jason. I love you, bro, but you can't fucking deny the brilliance of this fucking movie. There's a couple of issues with the Dr. Sartain shit and the ending, a couple of humor quips here and there. I almost said queefs. Fucking, they were kind of fell flat, I just got peanut butter all over my penis, fuck. Yeah, whatever, it's little things like that are pretty shitty, but besides that, I mean, whatever, fuck it. I can excuse those little discrepancies if you could fucking just enjoy this movie for what it is, and it's a great Halloween movie. This is a fucking blast. It's the most fun I've ever had with this franchise. I just love watching this fucking movie. I've seen this movie like 13 or 14 times. I think 14 times now. I've seen this movie fucking 14 times since 2018 of October. In 2 years, that's like seven times a year. I watch this movie 7 times a year. So I'm not just being, it's so new, so it's got to be good, and I got to put it high on my list. No, I'm not riding that fucking train. I've already experienced this film enough times, like almost as much as some of the other films in this franchise. In fact, I've watched this movie more than like my bottom 4 movies. So, and it's only been out for 2 years. That just goes to show how fucking good this shit is. Halloween 2018 nails everything. Laurie Strode, her character, the way that she's traumatized as fuck. It's been 40 years. She raised her daughter to be a fighter, and she trained her and all this shit. I believe it. Not every day you get fucked up by a serial killer who kills 3 of your friends in cold blood. So, her daughter, what's her fucking name? Judy Greer. She's terrible. Not a good character. She didn't give a fuck when she was cast. She didn't give a fuck about the movie. Her acting skills are not the best for this film. But it is granddaughter. I forgot her name, but the granddaughter is awesome. Shit. Uh-oh. Oh. Are we good? We froze there for a sec. Are we good? Everything cool? Fuck. I think we're good now. I don't know. Fuck it. Anyways, the granddaughter's cool. I like her. She's alright. Judy Greer is better off doing voice acting. Yeah, honestly, at least you can hide the fact that you don't give a shit behind the fact that we can't see your face. You thought it was your connection for a sec. Oh, no, we're good. We're good now. Sweet. All right. No, it was my OBS. Just tell me to fuck off for a second there, so my bad. Anyway, so yeah, this movie, besides the Judy Greer character, the Dr. Sartain thing, I like the ending, but some people don't like the ending. But really just those 2 things. There's nothing bad you can say about this movie. It's fucking... it's a fun time. Michael is amazing again. Michael is terrifying again. The score, oh my fucking god. Michael Stock's granddaughter, whatever the fuck her name is. That's the score title. The song title. When you Google that shit on the YouTube, fucking listen to that shit, is so fucking creepy. That is the best theme we've had since the original theme. And the original score is probably the best horror score of all time. This is the best theme since that original score. It's that fucking good. John Carpenter's back to write the score, so he had a direct involvement with this film. He greenlit the whole thing with the fucking script and everything after reading it. So they just knocked it out of the fucking park. They knocked it out of the park. This fucking movie's amazing. Everybody who hasn't seen this movie, everybody who doesn't like this movie, I don't understand where the fuck you're coming from. This is Michael Myers at his finest. He's never been more Michael Myers than he is in this film. This one and the original. capture the essence of Michael better than any other film in the franchise. Because Michael Myers is not some fucking I want to kill my whole family character. Michael Myers was never supposed to be that. He was supposed to be the physical embodiment of evil incarnate, and just an unstoppable serial killer who killed because he wanted to and he likes it. No motive. That was Michael Myers. That's who he is in this film. So they nailed it. I don't know how you could possibly say anything bad about the movie when they have everything else going for it, and they bring back that aspect of Michael. Like, it's amazing. Amazing film made by Halloween fans for Halloween fans with blood, sweat, tears, and a bunch of passion. They loved what they were doing. They loved the franchise, and it feels like it. This film doesn't feel like a cash grab. This feels like somebody really wanted to make this because they loved the franchise. And we haven't felt that since the original film. Not in this fucking franchise, because like I said, the Halloween franchise is a mess. It's a total fucking mess. You have a movie that's like this level of quality and the original's level of quality, and then you have a movie like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 and Halloween Resurrection in the same franchise. This fucking blows my mind. Like Jason Goes to Hell is a fat hairy turd, but it's a hell of a lot closer in quality to Friday the 13th final chapter than this film or Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Like, God, there's the gap between them or Halloween Resurrection. Oh my fucking God. It's enormous. So, yeah. Just a phenomenal movie. I recommend it to everybody. My favorite. I've seen this movie like 5 times in theaters and 9 more times after that, after buying it on Blu-ray. I love this fucking movie. Please fucking watch it. If you don't know anything about the Halloween franchise, watch the original and this one back to back on Blu-ray. Best horror movie experience you'll ever have in your life. Trust me. And that's coming from a Friday the 13th fanboy. So, alright, sick. That was my Halloween ranking list. I'm fucking pumped I got that done. And on stream. And before Halloween. That's so sick. So, yeah. I'm going to cut her off now. And then we'll come back in a second. We'll do some Friday the 13th gameplay. And I'm going to go back to bed. So, yeah. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Come and fucking hang out on the Friday the 13th stream. So let's keep rocking out. But thanks for hanging out for the list. That was fun. Best John Carpenter movie, Halloween versus Big Trouble Little China. Halloween, man. No question about it. Halloween all fucking day. I like Big Trouble Little China, but Halloween is way fucking better. Can't even compare it. Alright. I'll see you guys in a second. If you want to keep hanging out, just come join the next stream.